that's a shot she can make.
Burnham, the transfer from Eastern Washington. Pinto just a little bit short. Watson really hammering the boards, using that length.
Great job on the boards right there.
Hurst has second thoughts. Bigby almost loses it. 7 on the shot clock for Shear. Sloppy half court for the Ducks. Bigby rimming out. Shear could have been called for over the back, but the ball will belong to the Pilots, and Prince is back on the floor.
Well, the one thing that Oregon struggled to do the other night against Davis was shoot the basketball, and you can see right now, opening up. Again, here's the 1-2-2, just not shooting the ball very well as a collective group.
Ducks 0 for their last 5. The drought continues for Oregon. Can the Pilots take advantage? We're stuck on 6-4. 3:25 left to go in the opening quarter. Great crowd here on hand at the Chiles Center. Fowler cut off at the pass. Watson playing pretty good defense in the one-on-one mode. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Floater short. Boy, when Prince comes at you, Burnham knows it, huh?
Yeah, you could tell that altered her shot. But I like the take to the rim. You know, short on the clock right there. There's 5 seconds when she caught it. Smart.
A break for the Pilots, though, on the fresh clock. And the off-the-ball charge is going to go against Burnham. First foul on her, second team foul. So both clubs a little icy cold right now.
Illegal screen right there, and you know that's one thing that we talked with Coach Mike. He's like, we got to clean some of those little tiny things that details up. You got to get set on those times. Again, that's like a turnover.
All the way to the rim is Shear. She got past Frawley. So that ends the drought. And here comes a little Oregon heat. Almost 4 minutes. Oregon went without scoring, and Shear recognizing that she had the edge.
Well, both teams just really struggling to score the basketball.
Flug on the floor for the Pilots. And boy, did Portland need that. Burnham splashes home the triple. She comes into this game 1 of 12 from beyond the arc. She sure looked good there.
Yeah, you know, she has that in her repertoire, and that's a great look. I mean, they had ball movement inside out.
Shear at the rim again. Kaitu'u, who had just checked in, picks up her first, team's third, and Shear has been getting open lanes and looks at the cup.
You know, sometimes with this type of pressure, I mean, it creates a chaos, and it's constant. There's somebody constantly coming at you, and right now Shear's doing a great job of taking them off the dribble, and just weak side help isn't there.
Now that's got to change. I mean, that weak side stuff, Mike talks about how important communication is. They've got to be talking out there and really understanding that help has got to be on the way.
Well, especially with a team like this and a caliber of athlete, you know, you've got to be ready to help the entire time, or you're going to give up layups like they have. And really close to a double dribble right there.
Yep. You're reading my mind. Andrews, who controls the offense. Nice cut. Extra pass. Kaitu'u gets it home. We're tied at 9 apiece.
Yep, and really both teams, like the weapon, the middle of the floor, almost where the WCC is on the court, that's where they're beating each other in the zone, whether it's a pass. Great answer.
Well, you see Shear once again taking it hard to the hole. This time, though, she kicks, and Parrish hits that short corner three.
And Parrish can really shoot it.
If she gets going,
yep,
she really, really can. Struggled without a doubt against UC Davis.
Yeah, but she's got the ability, quick trigger, and can fill it up fast.
That's what she was recruited for.
Yep.
One of the many 5-star McDonald Jordan Brand All-Americans on this Oregon club. Andrews almost throws it away. Extra pass, Cochran. Pinto is able to draw the foul, and a silly one on Burnham, her second.
Yeah,
fourth team foul.
And that's, you know, 90 feet from the hoop. You don't want that foul. You know, you pick up your second foul right there with a minute to go in the quarter, And she's a huge factor for these guys coming off the bench. I mean, she really could start for this club.
Yep.
But coming off the bench, she brings athleticism. She can score in a variety of different ways. Just not a smart foul.
Shear back on the floor. Mulheim back on the floor. 1 minute left to go in this really entertaining back and forth first quarter. Hurst all the way to the rim. You bet. She makes a living from beyond the arc, but how about that one?
Yep. And again, the little 1-2-2, three-quarter court. And really, this is more about time frame in the clock. Just using clock, making them, you know, in the half court a little shorter.
Cochran, nice fake. And she'll draw the foul.
Nice up fake.
So Prince picks up her second foul. That's big.
That's huge. You know, got a little hungry, taking a chance to maybe block that shot. And Lucy did a great job of just getting around her. And that's going to be a big foul. You know, she's got to sit. And I'll tell you, if she comes back in the game early in the second quarter, you go right at her.
Tallest duck ever checks in. Filipina Che, the 6'8" freshman out of Canada.
Well, they've got 4 players over 6'5".
Tallest Oregon team ever.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Mulheim didn't want the 3, instead throws it away, and here comes Parrish.
Oh, nice behind the back there by Parrish.
Hurst stepping into the 3. Cochran almost lost it to Pinto.
And that's going to be 2 shots.
Yep. And a second foul on Pinto. I like the hustle by Pinto, but once Cochran secures it, you just got to go back to the other end.
You know, that's one thing with the type of pressure both teams are putting on right now. You just can't afford people in foul trouble. So it's, you know, a step off, still can put pressure, but just a step off and use your feet.
So there's Cochran, didn't play the last time out. She wasn't feeling well against Warner Pacific.
And Lucy doing a good job right there. Just holding her off.
Ball up for grabs, jump ball favoring the Ducks. You know, Cochran gives you 8 points and 7 boards, but she's been a little cold lately. And they really need her to be a threat, whether it's down low or that 8 to 10 foot range as well.
Well, she's got the length to match up with them a little bit. Maybe not the athleticism, but certainly the length. And like I said, just great timing. Nice block right there by Shear.
Hurst was trying to beat the buzzer, but Emmy Shear comes out of nowhere for the block. Just a breath left before the quarter ends. Let's see if Oregon can pull off some magic.
Yeah.
So that'll do it. The Oregon Ducks leading from the beginning, but the margin is only 4 points. The Pilots in this thing, to be sure. Back and forth we go. Second quarter on the way. Second quarter underway, 14-10. Oregon Ducks with the lead. Great crowd on hand here at the Chiles Center. A lot of folks wearing Pilot gear, as you would imagine, but Ducks well represented too.
Good job on the boards by Fowler. I'd like to see her get involved offensively a little bit more, her and Andrews.
Happening again. Inside look, Fowler facing up, mismatch. She's got to take advantage. Good D by Scheer.
Yeah, really good defense by Scheer. She's got to make a combination move right there and do something a little bit different other than just try to jump over somebody.
Somehow, some way, Fowler's got to get involved right there on cue. Nice inbounds play.
And that was set up by a screen. We talked about that earlier. The little details, you got to set a body on somebody. There's that middle of the zone right there. That can be dangerous.
Scheer, couple of dribbles.
Yeah.
Parrish with the push.
That's
No
a
doubt
good
about
call.
it.
Good call.
Her second foul. All right, so J-Mo, Andrews checks back in. How can Andrews get involved offensively, and more so from what we just saw of Fowler?
Well, number one, she's got to be more assertive. I thought that they went right in the beginning of the game and tried to post her up, and they haven't gone back to it. And she's really good at it. So I would look for that. I would look to, isolate. Here we go right here at the free throw line. And she's a great passer.
Extra pass. Ooh, that was kind of messy, and the quick hands of Fowler saves the day there.
Yep.
And draws the foul.
Too many entry or inside, little passes.
Yes, yes.
You just got to take that up yourself or make a move one-on-one.
So Scheer picks up the foul. That was a bailout all the way for the Pilots.
Yeah.
You're right, J-Mo. There's a point where you're being too unselfish as Fowler hits the first one, leads this club in free throws taken.
Yep.
Fowler, 15 points. That leads the club. Gives you 6.7 rebounds and 3 offensive. 14-14. Second tie of the game. Not for long.
That's just too easy. I mean, right
Yep.
now, Portland's just getting beat off penetration.
Yep.
And if you're going to play this style, which has been effective against a lot of teams, got to keep the ball in front.
Parrish now with 7. The Ducks have taken advantage of lanes and edges and getting to the cup for a lot of high percentage, basically layups. Mulheim, short on that.
Too quick.
Big B tracks it down. 5-star, top 30 kid out of Vegas, dealing with those ankle issues. Great to have her on the floor if you're an Oregon Duck fan. Parrish. 10 on the shot clock for Bigby. Che wants it, and she's gonna go right at Cochran. Look at the block by Cochran. Cochran again! Holy smokes!
Great job. Good catch by Fowler
How did
right
Fowler pull that down?
there. Andrews has got to shoot that. She
How
really
did
does.
Fowler pull
That's
that
just
down, though? My goodness, post pattern all the way.
Great catch. High low.
There it is, another good hands moment for Fowler, sticks with it, no foul called. And let's see who that foul is gonna go against. Is it against Scheer? Or just an out of bounds situation?
I think she was out of bounds.
Okay, boy, that's one Fowler wants back.
She missed the first one and got it back. And she just kind of threw it up because she was off balance. She's just got to, you catch it, you got to go down, regain balance, and go up strong. But gosh darn, that was a good possession for Portland.
Scheer out, Fowler out.
And right now they're 0 for 4.
Yep.
The last
Kaitu
few
and
minutes.
Frawley back in. Ooh.
And there's that pressure right there.
Bigby almost tied up. Watson is going to slow things up. 10 on the shot clock for Parrish. She's been very, very good offensively. Watson. Here's Parrish, catch and shoot, loves that 3, shows you why. She is feeling it tonight. 10 points now for Parrish.
Too much room right there. You cannot give a pure shooter like that much room.
Well, Oregon comes right at you, goes to the hole 2 or 3 times in a row, and then Parrish gets a lot of real estate to work with to drop the 3.
Yep. And Oregon's in a zone of their own.
Long drought for the Pilots. Cochran blocked by Che. They've been blocking each other, I'll tell you that.
Battle of the bigs.
Yep. Biggest lead of the game for the Pilots right here, and they're looking to extend it. Hurst with the ball fake, little floater. Che knocks it right into the hands of Frawley.
Nice little runner right there by Hurst. I like her game.
Burnham back on the floor playing, or maybe that was Kaitu.
Yeah.
Yep, there it was. I was going to say, no way Burnham's back on the floor with those 2 fouls, and it was Kaitu. Another good look for the Pilots. They can't get it home.
Yeah, I don't mind that take. I mean, that's a nice aggressive take. You just got to go finish better.
Good defense by Cochran, cuts off Watson. Hurst walks right into that 3. Loose ball. Good hustle play by the Pilots. 3-minute drought for a U of P. Kaitu had a thought, but there's an awful lot of time on that shot clock to take that 3. Andrews, who's been quiet offensively, barking orders.
She's a great floor general.
What a tough take against Watson. Are you kidding me?
Well, she read my mind because I was just like, she's got to take over and do something offensively, and that's just a great take.
That ends a long drought, and maybe that's a confidence builder for the Pilots and Andrews. Step back, wild shot. Nice job by Frawley on the strong side rebound.
And Frawley plays just so hard.
Cochran, little floater is true. Pilots right back in it with 4 straight points.
You know, I love the poise in which they're playing with and the confidence. They're not backing down. You know, basketball's a game of runs.
Just moments ago, it was 19-14, Pilots trailing, biggest deficit, and right now they're only down by a singleton. Come on back. Portland fighting back, only trailing by 1. 4:25 left to go in the second quarter. A completely different game at this point, J-Mo, than last year here at the Chiles Center between these 2 clubs.
Absolutely, and you know, we talked about it early on. This is a team that he has the most depth with, and he's got a lot of people that can really contribute. They believe in what they're doing. And you know, this is a team that puts on pressure, and people just aren't used to this style. It's hard to simulate in practice, you know. And Oregon's playing with, you know, like we said, 3 really good players that are not on the floor.
Shannon Devesey on the floor for the Oregon Ducks. 3 Pac-12 all-conference players injured for the Ducks right now, and they have been for a while. Parrish, can she stay hot? She sure can. What a game for Parrish, and carrying this club with Sedona Prince in foul trouble. She's got 13.
Well, you just cannot leave a shooter like that on an entry pass.
My goodness.
especially somebody that's hit a couple so early.
Nice job by Burnham not to hesitate, had real estate to move, and hits the turnaround J.
I mean, she's coming and giving them great minutes.
Watson again at the cup. So you got Parrish from the outside and a multitude of Ducks on the inside.
They're starting to kind of get a little bit comfortable with the pressure, reading what's happening, not having issues in the full court with it. Quality shots in the half court.
Burnham cut off on the baseline. Here's Fowler. Short on that shot. Ducks with the chance to take their biggest lead of the game. They led by 5 moments ago. Parrish stops, pops. Wow, she's edging ever closer to her career high of 18 points. She's got 15.
Yeah, she's feeling it right now.
Boy, she sure is. 15 in the first half. You look at the score and you realize she is buttering the Duck bread.
Well, and right now they're playing without Prince this entire quarter.
Right.
Sitting with 2 fouls.
Frawley not able to get the 3 home. Good job on the defensive boards by the Ducks.
And Portland really needs a defensive stop right here.
Duffy, transfer out of Mizzou, splashes at home. Biggest lead continuing for the Ducks. Now they're up by 8.
And they're 4 of 4 in the last 4
Yep.
trips down the floor. Got to defensively get a stop, and offensively right here. Good timeout by Coach Mink just to kind of regroup.
It was 19-18 Oregon with 4:30 left to go in the second quarter. A couple of minutes later, 2.5 minutes later, the lead is 8 for the Oregon Ducks.
And just giving up too many open looks offensively for Oregon. You know, and Shear, I mean, you can't leave shooters, bottom line. Just cannot leave shooters.
So if you're the Pilots, what are you concentrating more on? You know, getting up into the grill of the shooters, or is somebody going to go blow by it and get to the cup again?
That's why you got to have aggressive closeouts with high hands, and you got to give them a little bit of room to defend the penetration, but you've got to have a high hand and make them shoot over something. They can't look at that rim. They have to be uncomfortable.
How critical are the next 2 minutes for the Pilots? You don't want to go down by a whole lot in the double-digit department going into the locker room.
No, I think these 2 minutes are absolutely crucial going into halftime. They've got to have quality possessions offensively, and then their defensive energy needs to step it up a little bit, make it a little bit harder for Oregon in the half court. It's quality shots, and I really think Andrews and Fowler really need to be a big part of this 2 minutes.
Moheim back on the floor. Lob inside to Fowler. Extra pass. She didn't want that against Duffy. Here's Andrews. Oh my gosh, another high percentage shot on the hesitation, won't fall.
I honestly don't think she could believe she was that open.
She's very frustrated with herself, that's for sure, is Haley Andrews. She didn't play against the Oregon Ducks last year, not able to go. A huge piece of their puzzle missing last year here at the Chiles Center. And as we mentioned, 3 superstars for the Ducks not playing, but Parrish has carried the freight. Even with Prince, as you mentioned, in foul trouble, not even playing a second so far of this quarter. Watson will pick up the charge.
And good heads-up play by Shear. Let's take that momentum here and move it into the half court. Oregon's going to come with their 3/4 court 1-2-2. Again, more of just a token pressure, not putting a ton of traps on them. Making the half court situation a little bit shorter of a clock.
Watson, by the way, picks up that foul, her first, team's 3rd. The Pilots really need a bucket here, stating the obvious, $1:10 left to go in the second quarter.
And Oregon's in their zone.
Cochran looking for some room against Watson. 5 on the shot clock for Shear. Haley's got to put it up. Back rimming off. Great
Good
job
board
by Shear to flag it down. Oh boy.
They needed that.
Maddie Moheim the three-point ace, all-time career leader in triples made for the Pilots, gets it down.
And that was a big one for them. Ends a 2-minute and 30-minute drought, or 30-second drought, excuse me.
Here comes the heat. Deficit had a notion, didn't see the cutting Parrish, probably a smart call.
Well, you can't leave Parrish.
Watson, cutter, Deficit, 3 on the shot clock. Parrish wants it. Are you kidding? Parrish ties a career high, 18. This is an Oregon club that leads the country in assist-to-turnover ratio. Shows you why. Andrews to beat the buzzer. Cochran. Wait a second. Missy Barlow, let's see if she called a foul before that buzzer.
She did.
My goodness, Parrish with 18 of Oregon's 31 points.
And they're going to take a look at that to see if she got it off or made the call before the buzzer went off. You know, that last offensive possession by Oregon, I mean, just great ball movement. It's both sides of the floor, inside out. And Parrish is just on fire. You cannot leave somebody that's hitting shots like that open from the perimeter at any point.
So she ties her career record with 18 points. And if I'm not mistaken, ties her career record with 4 triples as well. Set last year a couple of times against Washington and USC. You got to tip your cap to Sydney Parrish. I mean, literally, offensively carrying this club with Sedona Prince on the bench with those fouls.
Well, absolutely. And we're going to take a quick look at this foul, and it is going to count here.
Ooh, so Shear picks up another foul, her second. Thank you, Missy Barlow. 0.7 left when the foul was whistled to stop play. Cruz doing a great job, very physical game as Cochran gets the first one home. And if you're the Pilots, you'll take these tosses, won't you?
Absolutely. And just smart here. Don't pick up a cheap one.
So 31-25, 18th ranked Oregon leading Portland at the break. Really entertaining first half between these two clubs in front of a terrific crowd here at the Chiles Center. Both clubs will go to the locker room, make some adjustments as halftime commences.
Casey.
If you have fun, you will win. And you'll make me very, very happy. Let's go.
Here we go!
The way, for whether it was the men's team or the women's team, he treated us all equal, and he knew how to get the most out of us individually as well as collectively as a team.
He's a gentleman, a scholar, as they say, but it would be hard not to like Clive. I mean, he lit up a room when he came in. You know, he's always the featured guy when he was around, everybody's talking to him, and he just had a great personality. And
he treated everyone with respect. I don't know that I ever saw Clive have a bad day. If he did, it wasn't apparent how genuine he was and how he treated people.
Tiff? Tiff came to Portland when it was not cool to be at Portland, and the reason we won this today is because of her. So I just, as long as she knows that, you know that, don't you? And the only reason I'm here is because of this lady here.
He thanked me for, helping in the history of the program, and the biggest thing I blurted back to, I love you.
I don't know how you could put into words what he's done for me. And so what I try to do is just try to get back to the game and honor him by carrying on his legacy in my own way. And I pray that he's proud of me.
Disappointment and adversity can be catalysts for greatness. Kathy Freeman.
Somewhere behind the athlete you've become, and the hours of practices, and the coaches who have pushed you, is a little girl who fell in love with the game and never looked back. Play for her. Mia Hamm.
I'd rather regret the risks that didn't work out than the chances I didn't take at all. Simone Biles.
It's not necessarily about outworking the person across from me. It's outworking that voice inside of my head that says, I'm too tired, I don't feel like doing it, I can settle. Maya Moore.
With a defeat, when you lose, you get up, you make it better, you try again. That's what I do in life. When I get down, when I get sick, I don't want to just stop. Everyone always says never give up, but you really have to take that to heart and really do never definitely give up. Keep trying. Serena Williams.
Champions keep playing until they get it right. Billie Jean King.
In the midst of an ordinary training day, I try to remind myself that I'm preparing for the extraordinary.
Why Portland? Why Portland? Why is this the right time for you?
It's a sleeping giant here. It's going to be a very, very special job, and it's going to be a special place where people want to come and watch and play basketball here.
I be on the grind, only way to shine, hey, yeah. I be on the grind, only way to shine, way, yeah.
As soon as we step over those white lines, it's all business.
This place wants to win. There's a lot of support behind us. We just have to put in the work and go do it now.
We're the only ones in this circle right in here that believes in us. We think we can do it. We know we can do it, but it's about convincing other people that we can do it as well.
Get up!
That's the kind of chip you need to have on your shoulder. You got to be willing to do whatever it takes to win, and you got to be willing to do whatever it takes for your teammates to win and then pick them up. Get behind us, get behind this team, because it's going to be something special.
We're not that same team that we were the last 3 years. We're not that team, and just, if you don't believe us, just come watch, and you'll see for yourself.
Terrific first half here at the Chiles Center. 18th ranked Oregon making the trip up I-5, leading the hometown Pilots 31-25. And shots, Jennifer Mountain, delighted to have you with us. If you look at this game stat-wise, you think to yourself, hey, the Pilots are even or at least hanging in there in a lot of ways with this Oregon club.
Yeah, I mean, rebounding, it's basically even, you know, points in the paint. I mean, you look at the difference really is the shooting percentage. And right now, you know, Portland just really struggling to shoot from the floor. Assists, you know, basically the same. It's just going to come down to making field goals. And they've missed some easy opportunities that I know they'd love to have back. But you just can't miss that caliber of shot, or that easy of a shot against a caliber team like Oregon.
Let's talk about the Aussie, Lucy Cochran. She played with the Oregon Ducks a couple of years ago, transferred to the Pilots. We like her game.
Yeah, she's got 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 blocks, which are probably the biggest stat right there. She's altering. She's doing some nice things for them offensively, altering shots defensively, and has played big, and they're going to need that. I mean, this is going to be a tremendous, I think, boost for her moving forward, and she's doing a great job in the first half for them.
A couple of those blocks coming in that one single possession, that's got to be a confidence booster for her and the defense.
Yeah. I mean, she's long and lanky. Nice little move right there, nice little runner. She can go left or right, which is huge inside. And, you know, I think she's just getting better and better. She's kind of, in the last few weeks, has suffered just with a cold and just not feeling that great. And tonight she's come out and really taking it to them.
All right, so Cochran leading the Pilots with 7 points. Fowler very quiet with 6. Andrews very, very quiet with 2. That's got to change.
You know, and I absolutely agree 100%. If Portland wants to be in this game and have a chance to win at the end of the night, those two have to be an offensive threat and a factor. It's just not a question. They really need them to kind of put them on their shoulders and do something a little bit different. Maybe more aggressive to the rim, get better looks, but they got to take over.
And boy, how do you quiet Sydney Parrish? 18 points in the first half, tying a career high.
She's on fire. I mean, she's on fire. You got to make her do something different. She's getting too easy of a look from the perimeter. I mean, make her put it on the ground. You know, it's really important. You can't lose sight of where she is on the floor. If she's in your area, in that zone, you've got to recognize it and close out fast and hard.
Thank you, Coach Jay Moe. All right, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back for the third quarter. Great one going here at the Chiles Center. The Oregon Ducks, number 18 in the country, leading the Pilots 31-25. Come on back. Moments away from the start of the third quarter here at the Chiles Center, the 18th ranked Oregon Ducks leading the hometown Pilots 31-25. Cochran with those 2 free throws with just a breath left in the half. I think a little momentum booster, hopefully so, for the Pilots.
Yeah, I think they have to feel really good about where they are in the ball game. It's 6 points at half. I don't think they played the best offensive half they've had all year. I think make a little bit of adjustments defensively. Got to get out and defend that 3-point line. And then just a little bit cleaner on the offensive end and get some quality shots. But they've got to be really happy with where they're at right now.
All right, Sedona Prince playing with 2 fouls. One of the real superstars for this Oregon Duck club will start on the floor in the third quarter. Let's see if the Pilots go after her.
I would anticipate right from the get-go, going right at her to pick up an early third.
Well.
And she says, not today.
Well, all right then.
And Oregon's going to come back into their little half-court trap again, probably just tempo. And Sedona's got 6 points on the night. Nice pass.
Inside, blocked by Watson. Fowler flags it down. Trapped on that baseline and deep. Unlucky there for Prince. She was hoping to get rid of that ball on her backside, but goes out of bounds with it. So, with 6 seconds on the shot clock, the Pilots are going to have to clean things up and get a quality shot.
Well, one thing that they really do a great job is running their out-of-bounds plays. Look for this little over-the-top right here from Andrews. Right there.
The break right there, the pick, the break. Fowler blocked by Watson, and Fowler goes down hard and is holding her mouth. Oh, boy.
And Oregon doesn't recognize they have numbers.
Parrish, Sedona, and Prince comes out of the break on fire.
And I think they're going to take a look at that last play at the other end where Fowler got hit in the face. I personally didn't see it, but the officials are going to go to the review. You know, anything above the head these days is a point of emphasis. Yeah, and really, I mean, incidental contact. It wasn't on purpose, but just her elbow came down on that rebound.
So again, taking a look at the video that is at hand and available for this really fine crew to take a look at.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about officials that have had a lot of minutes on the floor, really, really experienced, a really good crew.
All right, so you look at the score right now as we wait to get the verdict from the officiating staff. 35-25, the Ducks with their biggest lead of the game. They have come out of the locker room on fire.
Yeah, I'm sure they talked about some things at halftime, and you know, I don't think Coach Graves was probably super happy with their offensive performance and wanting to get other people involved. And you saw Parrish, you know, go off in the first half. Somebody else has got to pick some slack up, and it'll open up things for her as well.
Parrish with the 18. That's a career high, ties a career high for Parrish. She had all those points in the first half. Prince playing with the 2 fouls starting in the third quarter. She's got 8 points. And Kimberly Hobbs will give us the verdict. No foul, according to Kimberly Hobbs, after they looked at the review, incidental contact.
Yeah, and I mean, that's, you know, just a basketball play. No intention whatsoever.
So we'll take a quick break. Both clubs have had a little bit of time to huddle up and discuss what's going on here. What I know, though, is the Ducks are leading by 10, biggest lead of the game. Welcome back to the Chiles Center. 18th ranked Oregon stretching its lead to 10 over the Portland Pilots. We're early in the third quarter, 35-25. J-Mo and I are delighted to have the legend, the one and only, the iconic Jim Sollers join us. All the years that this guy spent on the Bluff coaching some of the greatest players to ever wear Portland gear, 388 wins over 28 years with the Pilots. Jim, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking me.
Part of the 25-year anniversary of the 1996-97 team. That's what we're highlighting today. J-Mo, you know what a quality club that was, but all of them were with Coach Sollers.
I was fortunate to be involved in Jim's coaching career in life for a long time, and they had some great runs with him and Kelly. I was actually coaching high school boys at that time, but many, many nights we were travel partners together, and just did a great job and had some great teams.
You know, Jim, when you look back on the 28 years at Portland, all those wins, those NCAA tournament appearances, the regular season championships in the WCC, does anything jump out at you the most, or is it just a lot of fun?
you know, well, the wins were really fun. The losses, not so much. But no, I just remember the great people that we played for me and we played against, J-Mo being one. Although, I don't know if she told you, when she was 11 or 12, I coached her at the Ralph Miller basketball camp.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, he was my first basketball coach.
And you lived to tell the tale, Coach.
And I was only 3 years older than her at the time.
Yeah, something like that. When you look across the bench, across the floor, and see Kelly Graves as Prince scores down low, when you see Kelly Graves, one of your assistants, your thoughts on his time here with you?
You know, not just his time here with me. He's been a close friend even after he left here. He's done an absolutely phenomenal job wherever he has been. I mean, the record proves it. But more than that, he's a good person. He's been able to manage being a good father, a good husband, a good friend, and a great coach. He does everything right from the recruiting to the final buzzer. And what's to say negative about someone like that?
You know, Kelly has been quoted as saying, Jim never took himself too seriously. Sometimes in this profession, we all take ourselves way too seriously. Jim always had the right perspective. What does that mean to you when you hear him say that about you?
Well, it's nice to know. I'm not sure that's true because I spent way too many sleepless nights trying to figure out what we were going to do when we were in a shooting slump, or just couldn't get the job done. So it's hard to keep a perspective then, but you know, you try to. And I had a wonderful family. My wife Pam was been supportive every day of my career. She's had Survive It All for 46 years, and so you know.
God bless her.
She's a good one. She's a good one.
Well,
yeah, she is.
She got her master's here at UP. Three of your 4 kids went to University of Portland. You spent many, many years teaching history here at the University of Portland, known as a teacher. That's got to feel good, too, impacting not just student athletes, but athletes across the campus for so many years here.
That was really good. I taught. The one great thing about teaching was that I taught the U.S. history course, the survey, among other things.
Okay.
So I got to know virtually every kid that came through here for 12 or 15 years, or it felt that way anyway. Some I'd like to forget, but most of them were great kids and good students. This was a great place to raise a family, just a great environment to have my family grow up in.
So all of those years of excellence that you brought to the Bluff, and then some lean years, let's be honest, what do you see Mike Meek doing to get this program back to where it needs to be, should be?
Well, it starts with recruiting. He's recruited some really good kids. Andrews and Fowler are 2 as skilled kids as we've had in Portland in a long time.
Yep.
And he's added to that, and this year getting a little bit more height with the transfer from Oregon. He's just done a great job. That starts with it, but then you have to coach him too, and he's done a really good job. They play hard. They have a good defensive scheme. I think they know what they're setting out to do.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you have had a chance, you know, today to kind of rekindle with a lot of different players. super special. I mean, even for myself, there's so many people in this building that I have a connection to, and I know how special that is for you. And I mean, Jim and I get to play golf every now and then, and we live probably, a mile away from each other.
And she beats my butt. I don't even want to tell you the difference between our games.
J-Mo.
We have a good time.
Last time I played with her mother played, and her mother and I are about the same.
I don't know if that's a knock against you or the mom. Seriously, though, when this 25-year anniversary team gets a light shined upon it, and it allows us to go back and acknowledge and celebrate what happened during that special season, what does that mean to you?
Well, it was a special group of kids. I had a group for 4 straight years that were, if they didn't start, they were a significant part of the team for 4 years. And 1996, I think, was as good a team as I had.
Wow.
We won more games than 97. Right. But 96 was a great team, had great talent. They just did a great job, and they were bright kids. They were easy to coach, fun to be around, and still are.
Okay, Coach, put on your coach hat as Prince gets blocked. What do the Pilots need to do as you watch this to get back into this thing?
You know, I think a couple of them need to grow about 3 inches in the next time out. That might help. But see, that really helps. Having that kind of size inside makes them better.
You talked about Cochran. She's got 4 blocks now.
Right. But I think Fowler is as good a power forward as you're going to find, but she's 6 foot. I don't know, maybe they list her 6'1".
Yeah, I agree with the Jim. I mean, I honestly, when she's on and she's really aggressive, there's not too many people that can stop her, especially in the West Coast Conference.
Right. I think, but if she gives up 4 inches, it's going to be tough.
That's true.
But she is really skilled, and it's fun to watch her.
Make that 5 blocks now for Cochran. That's a new high for her.
Well, she had 2 right in a row.
You're right.
Early on
Same sequence.
Against the big kid from Oregon. No, and that's going to make them significantly better, I think, down the line. See, that's where you get into trouble.
Kaitu'u brings down rain going over Prince.
Hey, and that's growth right there, because I feel like, nice hands by Mikkel. Good job.
4 straight by Kaitu'u off the bench. She's got 6 now.
Love to see that.
Hurst with the extra pass. Prince had Meek on her.
That's a good foul.
Yep, it was a good call. All right, Jim Sollers, we are going to thank you deeply, not only for joining us tonight, but man, what you have done for this program and this community and this university cannot be overstated. We hand on heart. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much, both of you. And I will see you regularly from the rest of the year.
I like that. I'm going to count on that. Not on the golf course, right here on the floor. Got it?
All right.
Okay, buddy. That's Jim Sollers, a total class act. 28 years at U of P, 388 wins. And look at that, in the retirement chair with Kelly Graves.
Well, and I was at that game. That's when Kelly and I coached together at Gonzaga, and we decided to give him a nice little going away present as he retired.
Jennifer Mountain, 1,400 career points at Gonzaga. Coached with Kelly Graves at Gonzaga. J-Mo was the real deal. 43-35, Pilots trying to play catch up, some good bench movement and spark. As I was saying, Burnham off the bench, 43-37, Pilots hanging around.
And she's come in and given them really valuable minutes. Oh.
Okay, that ball went off of Pinto, lucky break for the Pilots. So while we were talking with Coach Sollers, some bench players for the Pilots have come in and gotten after it.
They sure have. They're picking up the pressure defensively, making things happen, getting deflections.
How about Sollers coaching you? You were in the 7th grade. Yep. That cracks me up.
Yeah.
Fowler giving up height against Sedona, the travel against Kaitu'u.
Well, and just unfortunate time to get a turnover right there. You got a little momentum going, and she's pretty much been the one that's gotten it going for him.
Ducks turning it over.
Here comes that pressure.
Yep, and in a bit of a drought. Duffy, back rim and off. Shearer flags it down, smartly picks up her dribble, finds Fowler. Pilots need to kind of collect themselves, take a big deep breath.
Yep.
And get something going in the half court.
Oh, nice job of getting a stop.
Skip pass, Kaitu'u. Whoa! 9 points now for Kaitu'u. She's had 10 a couple of times this season. How big has she been in this third quarter?
Oh my goodness, absolutely huge. And I love the confidence that she's playing with tonight. Good find.
And there's your new career high for Parrish. Her first 2 points of the quarter, but now she's got 20.
Good find by Shearer.
You see why the Ducks lead the country in the assist to turnover category.
And Portland's 5 of 5 in the last few minutes here.
Fowler tries to follow her shot.
Ooh.
And the ball is going to go off of Burnham. As Cochran checks back in, Kaitu'u should get an ovation. She was absolutely huge off the bench.
I agree 100%. I mean, not a hesitation whatsoever offensively, which sometimes I feel like she hasn't had that offensive confidence, and I love to see that.
2:43 left to go in this third quarter. Can the Pilots hang tough and be in this thing after 3? And the block is going to go against Andrews, her second.
She's not happy about that call.
Team's third.
And this lineup that Meek has in right now is very athletic, very quick, and they can put a lot of pressure on the ball.
Chasing in the zone. Shearer changes hands. Ducks trying to get the quick ball movement. Massive pick by Prince. Shearer all the way to the rack. And she'll go to the line. Excuse me. That was Parrish.
Well, and MJ Bruno just got tagged on that screen right there. Stays with it, though. And she's a kid that's really going to come in, and her role's going to change over the season. She's been injured a little bit.
Yes.
But athletic. Coach Meek loves what she brings to practice. And I, honest to God, I don't think I've ever seen her had a bad day.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
I love that as Parrish gets the first one down. What a game Sydney Parrish is having. She's a 71% free throw shooter. Every point she gets is adding to her new career high. She had 18 in the first half, did Parrish. Now with 21, looking for 22.
The one thing that I will say, though, is she hasn't had a look from the three-point line in this second half.
You're reading my mind because she got some wide open takes that she buried with 4 triples in the first half. A little quieter in that department, allowing Portland to stick around. A 2-possession game, 2:11 left to go in the third quarter.
Again, little three-quarter 1-2-2 tempo press.
So Andrews will try and get the half court going with 13 left in or on the shot clock. Andrews turns around and shoots. Nope. Good board by Prince.
Not a bad look.
Prince has got the 4 rebounds, had only 1 carom against UC Davis. You know that needed to change. She's been more aggressive on the boards.
Good ball movement by Oregon.
So everyone waiting to see where that foul was gonna land. Andrews or Parrish. And Sydney gets tagged.
And I actually think that's a good call. I mean, you could see Andrews sliding over, anticipating it right here. Good job outside the circle. That's a good heads-up play by their point guard.
Great job by Andrews, who was denied the charge a few possessions ago, but stayed home there and got it. So Parrish picks up her third. Keep an eye on that. Prince has done a great job avoiding further foul trouble in this third quarter. Now Parrish has got to be careful.
Yep.
46-40. Let's see if the Pilots can get a quality look in the half court. 10 on the shot clock. Fowler is going to skip it. Thought Flug would pull the trigger.
You know, and that's an area that she's worked on to expand her game. She hasn't had a lot of success in the season with it so far, but she really has it in her pocket. She's just got to work on it a little bit more, but like right there, that's a great opportunity if you can knock that down, because they're not going to come out to the three-point line and guard you.
It's kind of an excuse me pass that lands literally on the hip of Cochran. So under a minute to go, but the Pilots not making Oregon pay for the turnovers at this point. Andrews was stripped, but not before. Pinto got her third.
And Portland hasn't scored for 2.5 minutes, so this is huge. Good take by Andrews, and again, I'd love to see her just get herself going, and if she's not hitting it, getting to the free throw line is exactly what she needed to do.
So Pinto, as I mentioned, with her third, team's third. Andrews in the act of shooting will head to the free throw line. Her first free throw attempt is off. Only 2 points for Andrews at this moment. She usually gives you 11. Really struggling in the shooting department. 1 of 7.
I'll tell you though, don't count this kid out. I mean,
nope.
Game's on the line.
I would never.
She's the one that you're gonna have. She's gonna have the ball in her hands.
What she's done in the big game, big shot department since day one, year one.
Yep.
I never count Haley Andrews out of anything.
And she's a competitor, man.
46-41. Here's Shear. Gets past Frawley. Extra kick. Prince misses. Prince is going to go to the line. So she missed the bunny and then gets fouled on the second attempt.
Or that's where the boards right there make a big difference. You make a miss, and you just can't give up the offensive board with the putback opportunity.
Burnham with her third, team's fifth. Prince will go to the line. 2 for 2, make it 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. Prince, the transfer out of Texas, has had herself a solid game when on the floor.
Yeah, she set that whole second quarter with fouls. And really, both teams right now struggling to score from the floor. It's all been free throws. Both teams haven't scored in just under 3 minutes.
About a 4 or 5 second differential between game and shot clock. Pilots need to really be effective and efficient with 16 left in this opportunity on the shot clock.
Little miscommunication on what they're trying to run here. They got a short clock with 9 seconds to go.
Got it. And remember, no Andrews on the floor to run this half-court set. 9 on the shot clock. Whoa, Pinto, wow, sends Mulheim flying. And Meek cannot believe that there was not a foul there. Wow. I'm a little surprised, too. There was a lot of contact there. Oh, man. How did Pinto not pick up her fourth? Come on. So with that out of bounds situation, Andrews checks back in. Shot clock is off. 13.3 left to go in the third period. Big possession.
And I actually don't think that's right, because there was no foul called. The ball went out of bounds, so nothing should change. So I think there's going to be 9 seconds.
That's what Kelly's saying. That's what Kelly's saying.
Oh, they are calling a foul.
Now they're calling a foul? Okay. So now Pinto picks up her fourth. I'll be darned.
I never saw a hand go up for a foul call.
You did not. I guarantee you, you did not.
Now, I do believe it was a foul, so, you know.
All right, it all evens out.
Yeah.
And Andrews back on the floor. Again, no shot clock, 8 on the game clock. Big B almost lost it, and that will do it. So some cold shooting by both clubs down the stretch in the third quarter. Pilots still in this thing, 48-41, 18th ranked Oregon, the visiting Ducks leading with 1 quarter left. Come on back. Fourth quarter ready to go here at the Chiles Center on the campus of the University of Portland. The hometown Pilots trying to upset 18th ranked Oregon, 48-41. The Ducks with the lead going into the final stanza. What do the Pilots need to do to cap off this upset?
Well, I like the defensive energy that they've had. They've got a rebound, and it's got to be one and done on the defensive end. Offensively, they've got to get quality shots. Andrews, she's got to get it going a little bit, get the ball in her hands, and really her and Fowler have got to be a little bit more efficient. Both teams just really struggling. Both teams haven't scored in just over 3 minutes.
Fourth quarter underway.
Well, that's a good look for her.
Great hustle by Moheim. Going to the deck too is Frawley, but here comes Shear and Parrish.
That's actually a heads-up play. She's going to trip instead of a turnover.
Prince all that room on the mid-range and shows you why. I mean, Frawley tries to close, but Prince had elevated by then.
Yeah, I just think I know a way to stop that with the size difference.
Prince ties a season high. She had 18 against Idaho. Chasing that career high of 22 set last year. Turnover, Portland can ill afford those, J-Mo.
Yeah, and they've really done a decent job today not turning the basketball over. You know, that's been one of the points of emphasis all season long.
Only 9 turnovers.
Yep.
You're right. Last year, turnovers really hurt the Pilots against this Oregon bunch. Pass inside, almost a 3-second call. Instead, Duffy throws it away anyway. Here comes Andrews, does not have numbers, but she'll leave it. Frawley, you bet.
Good find and great job by Frawley of running the floor. And that's what they need is easy buckets, and that all started with the defensive effort.
Hurst wide open, loves this shot, back rim and off, chases down the long rebound, and I mean nobody wearing black was within the vicinity.
Yeah, I mean, they did what they needed to do in transition, take a quick shot, and you just can't give up the board.
Prinz wants that ball for the 10-footer. Frawley able to corral the rebound, and Frawley really gets after it. As far as rebounds are concerned, doesn't score a lot, but a good rebounding guard.
Oh, she does some things that just don't show up on a stat sheet. But the kid plays probably harder than most people you've ever seen.
Seen her role change a little bit, and she just comes after you. Tough shot. Andrews can't get it down. Parrish wants to run.
You know, and that's something that Portland does quite a bit of.
Wow, so no turnover called on Parrish, as it looked like she palmed it, and Duffusy with the 3. Wow.
That's a big swing.
Sure is.
And right now, Portland's there's not a lot of movement on offense. You know, Oregon's in a little zone of their own.
So here come the troops. Shear, Kaitu'u, Meek back on the floor for the Pilots.
And this combination, when they came in last time, really made things happen and got some things going offensively. Let's look for it again.
Andrews, 1 for 8. And the Pilots are still within striking distance. A lot of time left to go, but they can't let this 10-point deficit balloon. Andrews wheeling, dealing, tough take, and she'll go to the line. Shear got her. That's her 3rd.
Well, the thing that I love about that is that she really has struggled to score the basketball, but get yourself to the free throw line.
You bet.
Now she's just got to go, get composed, take her time, and knock these down.
Now that looked like Haley Andrews.
Yep.
I mean, she put Shear in the spin cycle to get to the line.
Yeah, there was no doubt that she was going to the rim on that.
Bruno back on the floor for the Pilots. Shear will take a seat. Andrews cans the first one, a 70% free throw shooter, one of many Australians on this Pilot club. Two big tosses for Andrews.
And I kind of like this timeout here.
Tell me why.
You know, just offensively, I just didn't think they had a lot of movement going. And maybe switch it up a little bit and see what happens.
Let's see what happens. 7 minutes to go in this one. Smidge under. Oregon with the lead. .6:57 left to go in the 4th and final period. 53-45, Oregon with the lead. Haley Andrews right now sits in 11th place in terms of all-time career scoring for the University of Portland. If she gets 5 more points tonight, or, you know, that's going to happen soon, she'll be in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, she's had a tremendous career. She's got a lot of time left. She's not finished yet, but love to see her get a little bit more involved here offensively for Portland.
Great. Shear. Good spacing and ball movement by the Oregon Ducks. Prince. 6 on the shot clock for Shear. Pulls up, rims out. Good half-court defense by Portland.
Yeah, and finished with the board. That's huge. One and done. That's what they need all quarter long.
Meek, what do you mean by that? Inside, Kaitu'u. Wheels, deals, tries to go up and under. Ooh, mop-up board for Bruno.
And that's a huge bucket right there by Portland, and just a great effort by MJ. Got to keep your hands off in the full court pressure.
So Bruno picks up her second, team's first.
Great offensive board and anticipation,
about.
And great finish for the freshman.
Make that 3 fouls on Bruno. Prince, again, loves to face up, and she's got a much smaller guard on her. Thought maybe she'd put it on the deck, but why not? Swing it to Parrish. Another triple for Parrish. 24 points, and all of those triples. 5 and counting, 56-47.
And really, for the most part, she hasn't had a lot of opportunity from the three-point line this half. Can't let her get going at all.
So Shear picks up her 4th. So look at Parrish, a career high in points, a career high in triples.
Returning for the Pilots is number 30, Lucy Cochran.
Cochran checking back in. Still a lot of time. This game is still manageable for the Pilots, Coach J-Mo.
Yeah, you got a 3-possession game with just, 5.5 to go.
For the Ducks, number 3, Taylor Bigby.
It's going to take defensive stops and then quality offensive possessions.
So Shear, with the 3 fouls, with the 4 fouls, will sit down. Bigby back on the floor. Meek, 3-point dagger. That was huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Meek coming into this game 2 of 12 from beyond the arc, and that was big.
Great pressure.
Fowler looking for somebody.
Good decision. Great job.
Andrews aggressive, head up. Can Mikkel do it again? Oh, heartbreak, but there's the offensive board. Fresh chance for the Pilots. 56-50, 4:50 left to go in the 4th quarter. This crowd is buzzing. Andrews, the spin, up and under, just misses the and one. What a move by Andrews.
And I'll tell you, Portland's bench has been huge. They have 18 points on the night. And again, I love the fact that Andrews is getting herself to the free throw line.
Boy, she took it right to Bigby, who picks up the foul. Team's 3rd, by the way. Bigby will sit down. Graves needs Shear on the floor. She's going to have to be careful with the 4 fouls, but probably a smart move.
I agree. He's going to trust her a little bit. If you're Portland, you want to go right at her offensively.
Andrews, a little more aggressive, a little more confident.
Yep, she's changed, and I told you, this kid's a competitor, and she wants the ball in her hand, and she's done it the right way. If you're not having success from the perimeter, do something else, and she's got herself to the line. 5 of 6 right now from the line.
Shear, a really good defender, back on the floor. Bruno hawking Shear.
And I think MJ Bruno's come in and get great energy.
There's the kick, extra pass. Duffy, Shear gets it right back.
Oh, good hands.
Ball knocked away, unlucky. 10 on the shot clock for the Ducks. Parrish all the way to the rim. What a huge stick for Parrish. What a game she's having with 26.
Yeah, Coach Graves is going to be really happy with that performance.
He's been waiting for somebody to step up.
I was just going to say, he's been looking for somebody that really just steps it up, and by gosh, she certainly has tonight.
Nine on the shot clock for Andrews. Wild shot by Andrews, tipped by Shear, but right into the hands.
Got to have a stop here if you're Portland.
Big time with 3:37 left to go in this game. Prince, she loves that shot. Short on the attempt.
Good job of defensive boards.
Ducks wanted to travel, instead will play on. Cochran checked. Good interior defense by the Ducks.
And that's exactly what Oregon needed, was just a big stop.
You bet.
Smart here using a little bit of clock.
The lead is 6 for Oregon.
2-possession game.
Yep, 3 minutes to go in regulation. 7 now on the shot clock.
Can't leave the perimeter right there. You cannot leave the perimeter.
Ooh, Parrish, what a great block out. Up top, Fowler on the run. Fowler can't collect. Ooh, almost walked, but instead got fouled.
And Portland so fortunate that that did not go down for Oregon. Ball goes inside. Can't have that guard suck in, especially when you got a kid that's gone off like she has from the three-point line tonight.
Hurst with the foul, her first.
Big free throws right here for Fowler.
2 for 2 from the charity stripe is Fowler. So the Pilots have been to the free throw line a few times trying to get well, as Fowler gets 1 of 2, but no field goals for the last 2.5 minutes. Still a 2-possession game that's within reach.
And look for Oregon, run clock a little bit here and get a quality shot.
What a game this has been. Just so much fun. Knocked away, Cochran. She's got to get rid of it. She does. Here's Andrews. Fowler. Fowler got hammered. Late whistle, but Fowler will go to the line. Wow. The Pilots were ready to come unglued. Ooh. That's number 5 on Shear. She's had a heck of a game, has Maddie. But their floor general and best defender will have to go to the bench.
Yep. That's a big one.
3 points, 6 assists, 5 boards. Complete game for the 5'11 sophomore. They will miss her down the stretch. She's been solid. Bigby back on the floor for Oregon.
Yeah, big free throws here. Makes it a 1-possession game with 2 minutes and 16 seconds to go.
This time the roll is a little kinder for Fowler. 58-54.
And you can see Andrews and Fowler really kind of taking over this quarter, and that's exactly what Portland needs. Join their leadership.
Misses. Oh, look at that. Oh, can't get it down. Oh, Fowler missed the layup. Was able to corral her own missed free throw. It could have been a huge 3-point play. Instead, we'll go the other way. 2-possession lead for Oregon. Oh, does Fowler want that one back?
Oh, big miss, Ann.
Boy, I'll say, Prince. Oh, what a swing.
Yes.
What a swing. And Prince does a great job of getting it down. 20 now for Sedona.
Yeah, she's had a quality game.
Yeah, she has. 2 off of her career high. And the turnover against the Pilots.
Yeah, and Coach Meeks just like make the easy pass, swing it from the top. He's absolutely right.
Oh, that sequence where Fowler hits the first free throw, misses the second, grabs her own miss, and then can't hit the 2-footer on the other end. Prince can, and now it's 60-54.
They have to have a stop here.
Pilots
there it is.
Get the steal.
Oh.
There's the turnover. Unbelievable. 2 consecutive turnovers for the Pilots. Wow.
And we've seen that a lot, where you turn somebody over and you just try to go so fast the other way, you know, and make just a quick decision, mistake. Portland's, again, got to put a lot of pressure here. No fouling. Don't need a foul yet. Just need a quality possession. Oh. Oh.
Let's talk about this.
No, this is a good review because the ball hit her hand and went out of bounds. Portland did not touch it, so the officials are going to take a look at it.
I'll tell you, this crew has done a really good job of being on top of things, and then when in doubt, they collectively go and review and get it right.
They're a veteran group, been around for a long time, Final Four. Melissa's been at the Final Four multiple times.
Let's take a look, J-Mo.
And here
Watch
it is
Bigby.
right here.
Number 3. Oh, man.
Oh, that's off Oregon.
Yeah. I mean, that look would certainly indicate that it was. A 2-possession lead for the 18th ranked Oregon Ducks coming off that loss against UC Davis.
And this could be a huge break for Portland. 2-possession game with just under a minute and a half. You get the ball back out of bounds like this. They have to have a quality shot. Got to score on this possession.
Oregon has won the last 5 straight and 9 of the last 10 against the Pilots. And remember, last year it was an 85-52 victory for the Ducks over the Pilots in an empty house here at the Chiles Center because of COVID. Keep in mind the Ducks are missing their three of their top players, all Pac-12 performers. Prince and Parrish have carried the Ducks, but you will look at these Pilots who have endured some double-digit deficits and still in this thing.
No, absolutely. I mean, you love the competitiveness. Again, I don't think they've had a great offensive performance tonight. Oregon, like we've talked about, is playing without 3 of their big stars. And, you know, talking with Coach Graves the other day, these guys are just trying to find a way to win and survive right now and learn new roles, to be honest with you. Great confidence builder. And honestly, like, I think Portland believes they belong in this game and have a chance, and that's half the battle. And this ball is going to go to Portland.
It's a great job by the officials to go over, review it. It was clearly off the hands of Bigby, so the Pilots will inbound it underneath their basket. $1:27 left, and a chance for a big stick here.
Big inbounds play here. And like I've said, they do a great job of executing their baseline out of bounds.
Cochran goes high. She finds Andrews. Andrews wanting to duck in, just kind of throws it up. Prince comes up with the board.
And she's just got to go into him. Great job by NJ Bruno. Good hustle.
Bigby learning the pace of D1 basketball. Phenom in the high school ranks and getting some important minutes here.
Yeah, I like her athleticism.
Me too.
I think she's going to be really good for Coach Graves down the road.
Getting some valuable minutes here as she overcomes an ankle injury. All right, big possession for both clubs. $1:05 left to go.
And Portland only has 1 foul in the quarter right now, which may be a factor here. They got to extend.
Ducks eating clock. 7 right now on the shot clock.
I'm surprised they're not putting a little bit more pressure on the basketball.
Hurst.
And that's who you want shooting if you're Portland right now.
Yeah, you know, Hurst has been struggling from beyond the arc. They were really keyed were the Pilots on Parrish.
And this is a great substitution. You bring in the 3-point threat anywhere on the floor.
Okay.
And Portland, no field goals in the last 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Need a big one right here.
So the foul is going to go against Parrish, her 4th.
And she's going to go to the free throw line.
So Andrews, 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. As Bruno checks back in, Mulheim will take a seat. Kind of a offense-defense switcheroo for Meek.
Yep, very smart.
First one splashes home. Andrews so much more aggressive this second half when the Pilots have needed her the most. Disappointing miss on that second attempt by Andrews. 60-55, 38.7 left to go in this one.
Well, and one thing to really consider right now is Portland only has 1 foul for the quarter. And in women's basketball, it's an automatic 2 fouls, or 2 shots after 5 fouls. So they're gonna put a lot of pressure, try to go for a steal, and then immediately foul, because they've got to foul in this situation.
What's Mike talking to his kids about, do you imagine, J-Mo, in that huddle?
Ton of pressure everywhere. You're denying, you're not letting the ball in easy at all. And try to get a quick one, and if not, you got to foul. You're going to have to do it multiple times because they're going to have to do it at the end. And this is one of the rule changes that I personally don't like, because I love the philosophy of one-on-one at the end of the game.
That's because you always made them. Bunch of free throws, part of your 1,400 career points for Gonzaga, you stud.
That was a long time.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say it was recently, but I still got to give you the points. All right, here we go. This is big, big, big. This is a big possession, knocked away by Fowler. Can she call timeout? Jump ball favors the Ducks. So unlucky, as Fowler knew they were coming at her. Oh, man. So unlucky. Fowler doing her job, but instantly tied up, and that possession arrow favoring the Ducks.
Well, really unfortunate, because, I mean, Coach Mike is all the way at half court and tried to call a timeout when Fowler did have that ball right from the get-go.
Kimberly Hobbs tells Mike to take a seat. Man, that was unlucky for the Pilots. Man.
And that's exactly what they needed to do out of that timeout. They got to do it again.
Look at Fowler trying to get in the passing lane.
Here comes the trap. Ooh. And almost picked up an elbow clear out there with Shear.
So Fowler picks up her first, team's second. Let's take a look.
Here you see her kind of square up. Yeah, very lucky.
Yep.
That she didn't pick up an offensive foul right there.
Not a lot of clock eaten up on that last sequence. Fowler again trying to get in that passing lane, waving those arms. Parrish looking for somebody. So Emmy Shear, her second, team's third, 33.5. Great crowd here at the Chiles Center. This one going down to the wire. Parrish fouled. Shear got her again. Her third, team's fourth, 29.3, 60-55. 18th ranked Oregon trying to hang on.
Travel. Ooh.
So there's the fifth team foul as Cochran picks up her first. Team's fifth. Let's take a look at this one, J-Mo.
Ooh, that was close.
Ooh. All right, so Prince, 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. She's had herself a heck of a game. Misses the first one.
Well, and right here, crucial rebound. They'll call a timeout and advance the ball in the half court, get something quick.
61-55, two-possession lead for the Oregon Ducks.
And Molheim has checked in as a three-point specialist, obviously. Two-possession game, they're gonna need a quick one here.
Prince with 21 points, just one off of her career high. You know, she sat so much. Well, she sat the whole entire second quarter, and she's still bringing home the freight with the 21 points.
Very efficient in the second half, and she's just smooth. I mean, you look at the height advantage that she has against Portland, and, you know, she didn't press, she didn't fall apart, you know, being out with foul trouble. Smart player, used her size to her advantage, and her and Parrish, I mean, my goodness.
Oh, they've accounted for, you know, 60% of Oregon's points. And, you know, and Prince didn't look for her shot against UC Davis, didn't look to rebound.
Right.
And I got to imagine she looked at the mirror and said, I got to do better for my club, because she's taking shots, making shots, and rebounding as well.
Yeah, she's just playing harder, too. I mean, I had a chance to watch that game, and they didn't shoot the ball very well, and without those two people not, you know, your bigs not stepping up, I thought she's done a great job of kind of responding, her and Parrish.
So 26 for Parrish, a new career high. Prince with 21. Andrews going up against Watson. The kick. Molheim.
Good
and
rebound.
there's Fowler. So Fowler, Johnny on the spot. 16 points and 8 boards now for Fowler. The lead is 4 for the Oregon Ducks. They desperately need a swipe or a turnover caused.
Yes, and they're going to go offense, defense with MJ Bruno again. Great job of Andrews finding her in the corner. That's a great look at it. You know, it's hard to come in and knock threes when you've been sitting for a while, and that's their first field goal in the last 5 minutes.
Pilots have been, you know, using those free throws to stay close, but they needed a bucket.
Well, you look at that stat right there, and it's a 4-point game. I mean, my goodness. You know, you got a chance, and you're not scoring the basketball. You know, they're going to take away some things from that as well.
So Fowler leading the Pilots with the 14 points and 8 boards. And Andrews coming alive with the 8 points and 6 assists. And here's what I love about the Pilots right now. They are hanging in there on the boards, and they've corrected themselves in terms of assists and turnovers. They've got 14 assists now and the 12 turnovers and the 9 steals.
Yeah.
They have played a solid game, have the Pilots, and still looking for the win.
Absolutely, and again, just not able to score the ball at times. And it's hard to win games when you're having droughts like that against an opponent like this. Trying to get that quick trap.
So Prince, double team, she'll go back to the free throw line as Fowler got her second.
Well, and, you know, that's a great person to be able to inbound the ball to at 6'7".
So Prince will go to the line.
I think the guards have done a nice job of denying and making things happen. And, you know, you just got to throw it up to her. And she's done a great job from the free throw line.
The Pilots desperately need some missed charity tosses by the Ducks down the stretch here. And Prince is not going to cooperate, as she is now red hot from the free throw line. Doing a great job getting to the line, and 6 for 7. Misses the second one.
And this is Portland's last timeout. They'll advance the ball again with the new rule. 2 possession game still.
Do you need a 3? Do you have to have a 3 here?
I take the first. Yeah, you need a 3. Absolutely.
Okay. You know,
it's got to be quick.
Mulheim got a great look at that corner 3, and Fowler mops up on the miss. They've got to have a quality look like that again.
Yeah. And they also just subbed in Meek, who has hit a couple 3-point shots on the evening. And I would anticipate Oregon coming out in a man-to-man here and just switching everything so that they're not giving up easy looks.
Pilots back home against Northridge. Up next, not much of a break. So at least they're staying home as the homestand continues. Here's Andrews. Knocked away, taking valuable time off the clock. You got to score in a hurry.
Yep.
Andrews is going to go all the way to the cup and score.
And really good job of trying to draw the foul.
Ooh, almost knocked it off the hands of Parrish. Wouldn't that have been something? So with that bucket, Andrews is now in the top 10 as far as all-time career scoring leaders at the University of Portland. And she is going to score a whole lot more.
Yep.
After a quiet first half, now 10 points and 6 assists for Andrews.
It looks like they're reviewing something. I think they actually may be reviewing the time on the clock.
Which is going to be crucial, whatever decision they come up with. Right now it says 6.8. And if the Pilots are forced to foul the Ducks and they can just hit one of 2, that'll effectively do it.
7.7 on the clock.
All right, 7.7. That helps the cause if you're a Pilot fan.
Oh.
There's the turnover.
Oh.
You got to jack it up if you're Andrews. Just off if you're Andrews to tie it at the buzzer. Oh my goodness. The Portland Pilots taking 18th ranked Oregon down to the wire. Andrews so disappointed, but they get the steal, do the Pilots.
They did exactly
yes,
what they
did. Oh my.
I mean, that's a great look, and yeah, got tipped the hat to both teams. What a great game. Both teams battling different things, and gosh, great job by both squads, both coaches.
What a game here at the Chiles Center. Andrews with a great look to send this thing into overtime. Back rim and off. That's a wrap from the Chiles Center. We're going to all collect our breaths. 18th ranked Oregon outlasting the Pilots 62-59. We were treated to a dandy. For Jen and our entire broadcast crew, thanks for watching. So long from the Chiles Center.